Once you have downloaded, installed, and opened Photoshop, click on New File in the top left. Then in the pop-up window, select Print and then select Letter. Change the drop-down measurements to inches. You can also select the orientation and then give your project a name. Once you've done that, click Create. Before starting your project, you want to make sure you download all the images and resources that you need to be successful in your project. Select File, Open, and then click on your computer on the bottom left. Then navigate to the space where you have your files and click Open. Your files should start opening. Now you want to select the primary picture you want to use in your project. Click and drag that file down from the top menu and you'll have a standalone box. Then select the Move tool and drag the picture over. You can do this by clicking on the picture and dragging it onto the new canvas, or you can click the layer and drag it over to the new project. Before you start off, you always want to make copies of your original layer, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. But first, let's start making a selection around your dog so we can cut out the background. You can use the polygonal lasso tool or the magnetic lasso tool, which I'm using here, or the regular lasso tool. The polygonal lasso tool, you have to click each point, and sometimes you double click and it'll select for you. So the magnetic tool reads the pixel differentiation and selects the object for you. Using the polygonal lasso tool gives you the cleanest selection, but if your selection's not perfect, you can always edit your selection in quick mask mode. Once you're in quick mask mode, you want to select a brush. You want to select a brush that is the right size and also has hard edges versus soft pixelated faded edges. So you can adjust the size by toggling the arrow back and forth, and then you can also make the brush edges firm versus soft. And then you'll see here, if I paint onto the mask, I'll see red, and I notice that it's a little opaque, so I'm going to adjust my flow and opacity to 100%. And then when I make the marks, it's red just like the background. So right now what we're doing is actually editing the selection. If I toggle it to white versus black by clicking the small arrow, I can actually adjust this selection by painting on the areas I want to select or deselect. So now let's work on adjusting this selection. Now you're going to click the Quick Mask Mode button again to see your selection. Once you're done with that, make sure your layer is selected and click the Mask button on the bottom right under Layers. This will clear out your background, and now you have your dog cleanly cut out with the background removed. Now we have a working cutout image of your pet. So let's add some dimension to this project. I'm going to import a background that I downloaded online. You can find background images like this and similar using Google image search and searching for Creative Commons. You'll notice that the image that I imported is on its own layer, so I'm going to go ahead and drag that layer underneath my pet, and then I'm going to double click the layer so we can start adding some different features to the layer itself, specifically with the pet. So in this example, I'm adding a stroke around the cutout layer of the pet, and I'm just playing with the different colors to see what it looks like against the background. If you click the effect that you want to add, you can actually adjust different parts of that effect for the layer. You'll notice above the left ear on our right side, there's a red dot. And so I missed that part when I was masking it. So what I need to do is remove that. So what you do is you select the mask section of the layer, and then you can use your brush again and then brush that out. By duplicating the layer, I've made an additional layer where I can give similar adjustments or apply similar adjustments to the new layer that reflect the previous layer, so you have kind of a matching aesthetic with matching effects. I would encourage you to play around with these different effects that you have in the panel on the left and see what outcomes you get. This is a fun time to explore and try new things in Photoshop. This isn't required as part of the challenge, but let's try to add some text. If you want to add some text, add your pet's name, a fun quote or phrase, or anything else you'd like to place on the design. You can simply click the T icon on the left menu bar and start typing. You'll notice that it creates a layer in the Layers panel. You can change the font, and you can also change the color of that text. You can do this in the menu at the top, so as long as the layer on the right side is selected by double-clicking the T inside the layer. At the top right of your fonts list, click the Adobe Fonts icon and navigate to the website where you can select a new font to apply to your text. The Adobe Fonts interface allows you to select from different themes. This will help you as you select appropriate typographical themes that work for your design and the look and feel for your overall project. Once you find a font that works, simply tab over the Activate Fonts button in the top right. You can now close out that browser window and go back to Photoshop, and your font should be loaded inside of Photoshop. Now here's some bonus content on how to play with HDR toning and different layers for a different pet project. Have fun! To export your artwork, go to File, Export, Save for Web. And from the drop-down menu, select PNG24 or JPEG High or JPEG Maximum. You can also adjust the image size on the bottom right. Once you select the appropriate file, click Save and then select a place to save your file and you're all set. Once you've exported your image, don't forget to save your Photoshop file. You can do this by saving it to the cloud. Great work!